What happens when an NFL franchise has to declare for bankruptcy only 2 months before the season begins, which forced the franchise to relocate across season, having all current players opt out of their contracts and having even below average NFL players reject contracts? Your only option is to go out and sign a bunch of players that no other NFL team want anything to do with. Welcome to the Rejects Madden 19 franchise series. Rejects week number 9, and Mark Herzlich's ready to get down to business because today could mean the first ever divisional lead in team history as your 5-2 Dublin Shamrocks come back home after a week in the United States to host the division rival Houston Texans, who are 4-3 on the year at glorious Clover Field. And as you guys see, we are tied with the Indianapolis Colts at 5-2 at the top of the AFC South. And if we do win today's game, we could, for the very first time ever in team history, take sole lead of the AFC South. Last week, we actually got a huge win in Kansas City, a 10-point win over arguably the most talented team currently in the NFL. And the Texans, as you see, are coming off a pretty big win at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Are having to go from Pittsburgh to Dublin, so they're going to be jet lagged. Hopefully we can take advantage of that. As last episode, the Dublin Shamrock faithful did vote Dalton Croissant as your offensive MVP of the episode, as he is boosted to a 65 overall, and your defensive MVP of last episode for what seems like the 10th time of this series. It might actually be like close to the 10th time. Hayes Pullard, up to a 78 overall, continues to destroy offenses across the NFL. And I'm going to use this moment as the one and only time to plug this into the Reject series. I did create a second channel. If you guys have not gone over and subscribed yet, be sure to go do so, as we're very close to hitting 10,000 subscribers over on that second channel. I haven't really started posting daily over there, but once we get into the groove of things, I will be posting daily over on my second channel. Just some extra content, so please go over. If you enjoy my videos and like me for whatever reason, go subscribe to that channel and hit that notification bell. As with that, it is time to sign our tryout player for today's episode. It's gonna be an interesting one. Why do I always seem to accidentally click trades? That said, I am being rejected myself by the menus in Madden 19 franchise. But this player was initially a wide receiver, but in today's episode, I believe this player does have the size, as we are going to try him out at the tight end position. Not Thomas Duarte. No, you guys wrong, but I feel like I'd be disrespecting K, as this is his fella. But with that said, we are going to be signing none other than the guy, poor freaking Tyrone Swoops. It's not him, but the man we are going to be trying to sign. Dog, where is he? Like, is he there? Where is this man at? Oh, I'm a moron, I believe. I think he is a wide receiver. That sucks. He's a wide receiver, but we are going to convert him to tight end once we do sign him. And that is going to be the man, the myth, the legend, David Sills, out of West Virginia, the 23-year-old. The man's going to be signed as your tryout player for your Dublin Shamrocks for a bare minimum of 1 game. Since we do have a couple injuries and a couple banged up players at tight end position, we are going to play him at tight end to see if he can find a role for us on this team. As you guys see, we have plenty of wide receivers, so we don't need to be signing necessarily a wide receiver. With him being 6'4" and 210 pounds, he does have the size to play as a hybrid at tight end. With him being a 66 overall at wide receiver, his tight end overall is going to be, a 70. So we only have 3 current Dublin Shamrock tight ends, David Sills, Wes Saxton, and Tim Tebow. As David Sills will get to playing time today, as Chance Throckmorton is still hampered by an injury that he suffered in his very first play as a Shamrock. But David Sills, the 70 overall tight end out of West Virginia, who's this guy? You guys might remember David Sills as the 10-year-old quarterback who was offered a scholarship by USC. Yeah, so I messed up in this whole entire recording session. He was 13, not 10. I apologize. Just bite me. At 10 years old, was the youngest player ever to be offered a D1 scholarship. Was offered by Lane Kiffin. He did commit as a 10-year-old, and eventually Lane Kiffin got fired. He still was going to go to USC, but then felt he wasn't the number 1 option as he decommitted and decided to go to West Virginia to be the quarterback. And with Sports Illustrated labeling this guy as one of the best prospects in history, you would expect him to be, at bare minimum, a 5-star. Not necessarily sure what happened throughout high school. He ended up only being a 3-star as his senior year came around. Did go to West Virginia and was beat out at the quarterback position at West Virginia. And a really strange story because he decides to transfer away from West Virginia and goes to a community college, El Camino Community College, and then returns to West Virginia after that. So that seems like a waste of time to me. But what he did do in that time was convert to wide receiver. So once a guy at 10 years old offered a scholarship by USC, got converted to wide receiver. Actually had a pretty productive career at West Virginia. Had a total of 35 touchdowns. He didn't break 1,000 yards a year, but 35 touchdowns basically in 2 years, that's a lot of touchdowns. That's a lot of them. And after his senior season at West Virginia, was drafted into the NFL. Wasn't really productive as a wide receiver, and today he gets his shot once again, this time as a tight end. So once a 10-year-old getting a USC scholarship offer, now a Dublin Shamrock. Gets his chance today to show off all of that potential. Is he going to live up to the hype? We'll have to see. David Sills, your brand new Dublin Shamrock, at least for today's game. It's going to be interesting to see if he does good enough to make the team, because you got to keep in mind, everybody wants Tim Tebow to start, as he's been somewhat productive for us. So it's either David Sills or Tim Tebow. And when Chance Throckmorton comes back, pretty sure you guys are going to want him to start. So we're going to have to see if David Sills is productive enough to warrant potentially taking away playing time from Tim Tebow and Chance Throckmorton. But with him being a 70 overall, pretty fast tight end, it shouldn't hurt to at least try him out for one game, as he will get most of the playing time today. As with that, it is time for the most important game up to this point in team history at Cloverfield, because with the win, we could take the lead in the division for the very first time. Now, I'm just now realizing the trade deadline has passed, so there's really no trades we can make anyways. But with this, a huge talent difference as always, 66 overall versus 84. Numbers are irrelevant at this point because the Dublin Shamrocks are a team built off of heart and soul. Oh boys, here we go. It's good to be back in Dublin, Ireland. Your Shamrocks coming back from the US in a big win over the Kansas City Chiefs. Can we ride the train? Can we keep the momentum going today in a huge game against the Houston Texans for the first time this season? It's a misty, ugly Cloverfield today, as it's raining, as J.J. Watt, Deshaun Watson and company, no chance. No NFL team at this point has any chance coming to Dublin, coming to Ireland to take on your rejects, because we're a team on a mission, and we're a team with the heart and soul of a hyena, as today with our interim mascot. Let me get him. He's on the floor. He has a mind of his own. Chuck. Chuck today brings the spirit of a shamrock, of a reject. As today we look to go on top of the AFC South. It's gonna be a big pass down the field. We're on defense starting off this game. Will Fuller, 15-yard reception. And I know you guys for the longest time have been asking for Dublin Shamrock reject merch. I'm working on it. Guys, I'm working on it. Can't let the Texans get on the board on this opening drop. Gotta come out and make a statement. As a big boy Randy Gregory there. Second down and 5. Bringing pressure on Deshaun Watson. He fumbles. Pick it up. Get up, Daddy. Daddy Nicholas recovers the fumble. I'm not sure who knocked the ball loose, but what a man. What a guy. What a shamrock. And what a reject with the heart and soul of a hyena. It looks like, I still don't know who that is. Shaquem Griffin, the man, forces the sack on Deshaun Watson the first time the young quarterback gets hit. We cause our turnover. And that's crazy because that's one of the first, I believe, fumbles that we have recovered on the season. And with that, your rejects coming out with a vengeance as we get the stop, get the turnover on the first drive of this game as we look to quickly strike and go on top and take advantage of the early turnover and to display our dominance. First down and 10. Tua looking for an open man. The tight end, bite me, J.J. Watt. Second down and 22 now. Dalton Person a ton of space. We're going to pick up about 10 of the yards back. Third down and 10. Let's try to keep these chains moving here. Did he slip? I don't know. That's Sills with the catch. Go upfield. Sills gets about 5. I didn't see necessarily what happened there. I think Tua just fell, which now sets up for a 51-yard field goal. The winds at our back. Roberto Aguayo, he can't make extra points, but this man is golden from 50 plus. I think this is perfect, and it is Roberto Aguayo, perfect from 51 yards out, as your Shamrocks, with the gifted turnover, with the gifted fumble recovery forced by the man, the myth, the legend, Shaquem Griffin, go on top with an early 3-0 lead. Oh God, the quick underneath route, missed the tackle. That's Jack Doyle with the catch. Down to midfield. The Texans been running the ball pretty well against us, which is not what I like to see. Texans coming out in I-form pro. Blitz at the last second. Lamar Miller decides to run backwards. That is not optimal if you're a Texans fan, but if you're a Shamrock at heart, that was golden. Sets up for a 3rd down and 8. They're outside of field goal range. Keep in mind the win is at their face now. So if we can get this stop and keep this lead, I'll be a happy boy. Play action pass. That's got to be an interception. Who else than Fish Smithson with the interception? It's not going to be a Fish 6, but what do you freaking know? Every time it rains, Fish Smithson comes out to play. The man with the name of an amphibian gets the interception, keeps us on top 3-0 coming up big as your reject original coming out to play today. Unfortunately, following a negative 3-yard run and a sack, 3rd down and 17. We've been known to pick it up in situations like this. Ooh, a nice play there from the safety Hall. Knocks the ball down as immediately after the interception, we have to punt. Not good, not good. Lamar Miller breaks the tackle and just like that is in the plus territory. Have got to tackle better than that. Following a Texan false start, it's a 2nd down and 15. You come out under center, you're going to face the wrath of the rejects. A ton of them in the backfield. That's Hayes and Fish combining on the tackle in the backfield. Set up for a 3rd down and 17. It's funny because they just showed the graphic that we currently have a negative 3 yards of offense, and the Texans have like 80. But yet we have the lead, and the lead's all that matters. Gotta make sure to keep them out of field goal range, so make sure no checkdowns happen. Oh man, I was so close. Don't you dare let them pick up the first. Ah, that's upsetting, bro. They're probably now going to get the field goal because they have the 6-mile-per-hour wind at their back now, or a 9-mile-per-hour wind. Unless we block this, it's going to be a tied ball game. To be fair, I think the Texans do deserve it. It's a block. It's a block! No way! Justin Gilbert blocks the field goal. What is going on here in Dublin? Cloverfield is the arena for magic to happen. The luck of the Irish strikes for the 2nd time in today's game. That's our 2nd blocked field goal of this season. Justin Gilbert's been a long time since we've seen him make any impact in any game, but this time makes his presence felt as he keeps it at a 3-0 Dublin Shamrock lead. We've not got a yard on the ground running the football yet. Hopefully, can change that right here. Dree Archer to the outside. Dree Archer is going to pick up a 1st down, finally having some success, and what do you know? Success brings injuries. Dree Archer goes down. Hopefully it's not serious. So we have a 3rd down and 10, trying to keep the chains moving. I think we're going to have them on this comeback route. Justin Blackman with the catch. 1st down to the 30. Oh, the slant over the middle. That's Rashard Ross making his presence felt for the first time in a couple games. The former AAF star picks up 9 to make it a 3rd down and 1. And here we're going to bring in the hefty man, Trent Richardson, to try to pick up 1 yard to keep these chains moving in hopes of getting a touchdown and not having to settle for the field goal. We are going to get the yard just barely, but that's all we needed. David Sills on the slant. He makes the catch, and David Sills, ooh, stopped just shy of the goal line. The tight end, the tryout player, coming up big there. 2nd down and goal. Going to let Tua sling it here. Let's see. Rashard Ross with the catch. And the AAF superstar makes his presence felt for the 2nd time in today's game as he's doing an ugly dance. But it doesn't matter. You can dance however you want to if you get into that end zone. As your Shamrocks with the touchdown take a 2-possession and what hopefully will be a 10-point lead on the Houston Texans in hopes of going 6-2 or improving to 6-2 on the year. And if we can get some help and the Colts drop a loss this week, will somehow, bros, take lead of the AFC South. What is actually happening, boys? Not good! Not good! Fish, please make the tackle. Fish, don't you dare. Vontae Davis, we need you. Oh my God, how did they not make the tackle? Well, that sucks. In one play, the tight end, Ryan, makes, like, that's a fast freaking tight end. The fact that he outran two of our DBs, that's insane. So we had 3 chances to make the tackle, and we completely missed them. That's a fast freaking tight end. So nice job for the Texans, to be fair, in pass protection. On the play-action pass, the running back made the block, picked up the blitzing linebacker to give enough time to Deshaun Watson to find the open tight end. And he's freaking a fast man. Wow. Old rookie C.J. Ryan, 85 speed. Nice carry here from Dalton. This might actually be... Oh, if he breaks that, that would have been Dalton's longest carry of his career. And it still might have been. Like a 25-yard carry there from Dalton. What's got into this man? Last 2 episodes have been the biggest games of his career. Dalton again with the handoff. And Dalton is going to take this one to the house. What has gotten into our offensive team captain his career long? And this is a Dublin Shamrock team franchise long run. 50-yard touchdown run from Dalton Croissant. The Croissant man puts us back on top by 2 possessions as we take a 17-7 lead. Like, I don't even have the words to describe what's going on because this is magic. Oh my, make this catch. Ooh. I thought Vontae Davis had a chance to break in that ball and get the pick, but Gardner, the young receiver, with the catch. Like, legit, every time we don't blitz, he has enough time in the pocket to find an open receiver. And if we blitz, that happens. They still have talented receivers like DeAndre Hopkins picking up first downs. That's his first catch of the game, so at least we've held him to nothing up to this point. But let me freaking audible from the blitz, and slant once again, wide open. This time, Will Fuller on the catch. Saw them go 5 wide, so I tried to audible from the blitz. And wouldn't let me. This is where the Dublin Shamrock defense has made their presence felt. And that's within the 10-yard line. 1st and goal. Have made so many stops before, and another one! Hayes Puller! This man, do not throw his way in the red zone. Do not throw his way in the end zone, because this man is a lurk machine, and Mark Herzlich loves it. As Hayes Puller with 2 consecutive games with interceptions in the end zone, as this man is just a machine. As right on cue, your Shamrock defense comes up huge in the end zone, as that's no points for the Texans. As we keep this 2-possession lead going into halftime, we have a minute left to go with 2 timeouts, so we might try to put some more points on the board. I just scream so freaking loud, so if your eardrums hurt, please don't sue me. I apologize. 1st down and 10 here. Might just send this one deep. You know what? Dre Archer, I see ya, brother. Dre Archer coming back in from the injury. Big catch. Out of bounds. Stops the clock. Past midfield to the 46. As this has honestly been one of the greatest games I think we've played up to this point in the series. Because we've had great plays special teams wise. Had great plays on defense. Some good plays offensively as well. Hopefully that can carry over into the second half. The press from Josh Gordon, he hasn't made his presence felt yet. This might be it. We need a dime to a... We're gonna get the dime. Oh! Can we keep the chains moving here? Yes, the slants are open. That's gonna be Justin Blackman with a big catch. Oh, this is awful time management, but we'll keep the 2 timeouts. Hurrying up. 20 seconds to go. 2 timeouts. Need some dimes from Tua here. Oh, we have fallen down players. That's the worst sack I could have ever taken in my life. At least I've got to get 3 points out of this drive. Josh Gordon, I see you, brother. 1-on-1. Back of the end zone. He goes up. He comes down with it. Godzilla strikes for the first time in today's game. Josh Gordon. This guy is pretty much automatic. Took 2 attempts on this drive, like the play on words there. 2 attempts. Tua Tagovailoa, the dime dropped in the back of the end zone. No safety has any chance. 1-on-1 with Josh Gordon. The 52-yard strike as we go on top by 3 possessions going into halftime. And it's going to take some type of monumental collapse in the second half. Dude, like, Roberto Aguayo, we've got to have a talk. This has been mental. Unless we have some type of huge collapse. And literally the only big play the Texans have scored on was literally that one big play. As we get a big sack here to end the half. As we go into halftime with what has been probably our best overall team performance in terms of a half all season long and probably in team history. The yardage doesn't show it, but we made big plays when we had to. And guys, 6-2 might actually be a thing. Trying to keep the chains moving here. First drive of the second half. We need a dart here. We need a dart to David Sills. He's going to make the catch. The hands of a god. First down to midfield. This guy trying to have this contract extended. That's 40 yards on the game. So 3rd down and 3. This has been the Dalton Croissant drive. We're going to keep it on the ground with the hot hand. 3rd and 3. Trying to pick it up. A huge hole created by the offensive line here. That's another first down. We're going to look for Josh Gordon again deep. He's wide open. The play action fooled him completely. And Josh Gordon with this 2nd touchdown reception of the game and his 5th of this season. And you guys are going to have a tough decision in the comments of who's going to win today's player of the game on offense if we do end up winning. Because Dalton Croissant, what a game. You guys didn't see all the runs he had that drive. But topped off and capped off by a Josh Gordon touchdown. They bit on the play action because we ran the ball every play this drive. A beautifully called play. A beautifully and perfectly executed play. As your Shamrocks are on their way to what might be the biggest win, points-wise, in team history. Probably going to be the last play before the 4th quarter. Texans having a decent drive going right now, but even if they pick this up, it might be too little too late. Nice dig route there to DeAndre Hopkins. Pick up the first down. We're up by 23 points going into the 4th quarter. If we collapse and lose this game, I'll give away the email and password to my YouTube channel to some guy named Philip. That's facts. I like how a team that is down by 23 points is running half-back draw on 3rd down and 11 with 6 minutes to go. They're going for it on 4th down, but like they're not even in hurry up. So I don't know, Bill O'Brien and the Texans they're making some questionable decisions to say the least. And there's an interception. Who else than Hayes Pullard? And he might be able to bring this one back for 6. Deshaun Watson makes the tackle, but what a man. You guys have to make another huge decision on defense. Like I told you guys, you cannot throw the ball close to the end zone with Hayes Pullard around. But you guys have a tough decision voting for your defensive player of the episode. You have Fish missing with a huge, momentum swinging interception earlier in the game. Made some big tackles in the backfield, but then you have Hayes Pullard with 2 interceptions in the end zone. That's a tough one. This has been easily, I believe, the best complete performance in team history. Once again, that's facts. Just giving the ball to the man with the hot hand, and what a drive from Dalton Croissant here. He picks up another huge carry. What is going on with this running game? He's up to 131 yards this game on the ground, which is a career high and the most yards in the game by a running back in team history. So Dalton, I don't know what's gotten to this running attack, but if you guys seen the last 2 episodes, when this running great job there. Great job by the man David Sills with the fumble recovery. He's done it all. Made some big 3rd down catches. What is J.J. Watt doing there? I've got to watch a replay. So we can never get out of here with some funny business happening here. But J.J. Watt, what's he doing? Why was he... J.J. Watt, what are you doing, brother? J.J. Watt, this is a bold strategy when it comes to fumble recoveries. 3rd down and 2. Gonna give it to him again, man. He gets his first down. It's a GG. Dalton Croissant on the handoff. If he can beat this guy to the outside, and of course he does, because he's Dalton freaking Croissant. That puts him just shy of 150 yards on today's game, which, like I said, is a career high for him and a team high when it comes to your Dublin Shamrock team history. As we got to give him one more carry here to let him break that 150-yard mark for the first time in team history. Dalton with the carry. Let's make it a touchdown. Let's make it a touchdown. Dalton. Oh, so close. We don't want to do it to him. We don't. We'll give him one more carry. We'll give him one more carry and see if we can make it 37-7. If not, we'll ride into the sunset and continue this quest to a playoff spot. Oh, I thought we had it. So close. But who cares at the end of the day? We get a huge dub win. The biggest win, the largest win in team history. 30-17. What a team, what a group of men, what a group of rejects, individual rejects coming together as a collective unit to not be a team of rejects, but to be a team of good men wearing that green jersey, as that easily, like I said, was the greatest team performance in team history. 3 picks, a blocked field goal, big plays, Tua, huge game, no turnovers on offense. Like, what has gotten into this team? Tua with 201 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Running the football, we gave it all to Dalton today, keeping it on the ground with a hot hand. 160 yards, 8.4 yards per carry, and 1 touchdown. Like, nobody even came close to those numbers in team history. And of course, David Sills led with receptions, 41 yards. Had a big fumble recovery too. We recovered our own fumble. Josh Gordon, 2 catches, both for touchdowns. Rashad Ross. Did I say Ricardo again? If I did, I apologize, Rashad. I'm sorry for disrespecting you, but he did have a touchdown as well. Justin Black and Dre Archer coming up with big catches too. Like, what a team, what a life. And with that, we advance into next week, week 10 away, going straight from Dublin to Green Bay, Wisconsin this time. And do we have the division lead? And we do. For the first time in team history, your Shamrocks have sole lead of the AFC South, although be it only by 1 game. I mean, it's anybody's division to win. I mean, we only have a 2-game lead over the Texans and Titans, both at 4-4, so we can't slack off at this point. But 6-2, who would have thought that this team, this freaking team, at this point would be 6-2? But god dang, especially after that preseason we had, Mark Herzlich, he's the man behind it all. He's the guy that has created and sparked this turnaround as we look to try and make the playoffs for the first time in team history. But guys, that's going to do it. Hopefully that earned your like. If you did, please, it would be awesome if you could drop a like. See if you can smash 3,000 likes on today's episode. Subscribe if you are new, and turn on that notification bell if you haven't. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to go over to my second channel, link in the description box below. Go subscribe, see if we can hit Team Tay today. But with that, I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. God bless, and peace.